Today, I'm going to show you how to create Wednesday Addams Poison from Addams Family Values. The things we will need for Wednesday Addams Poison bottle is one glass bottle, and I am using a 200 milliliter used bottle from Rum. It has a great flask quality, and it's very similar to the size and shape of the bottle that she uses in the movie. We will need some matte finish Mod Podge, as well as a gel black food coloring. And I have here one that you would buy individually in a cooking section of a craft store or a bakery shop. So that one is just a single black gel food coloring you could buy. I picked that one up at Hobby Lobby. But you can also use the black gel food coloring that Betty Crocker makes. It's harder to find, so if you can't find this, you can always opt for that. We are going to use a number 3 black rubber cork for our bottle, but it would just depend on the size of your bottle, which size cork you would need. I am using a rubber cork because it makes a really good seal for most liquids, plus I think it'll go with the aesthetic of our bottle. We're going to need about a tablespoon of water, a mixing container, and a spoon. I am using some ripped edge looking pinking shears. And then for the contents inside the bottle, you can do a couple different things, but I'm going to make mine a prop bottle, and I'm going to use rubbing alcohol and some silver metallic paint, as well as a funnel for filling. But you could also use the water and glycerin technique that we've used in a couple of potions, since alcohol is kind of hard to find. I do have lots of it, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and use it today. But I will put a card up above that'll take you to a video to show you how to use the water and glycerin instead of the rubbing alcohol. We will also need some form of container to catch our Mod Podge mixture once we use it on the bottle. We will also need a cookie sheet lined with either foil or parchment paper, as well as an oven that can go to the lowest setting that it has. And finally, we will need our label printed on sticker paper, and the link for this is in the description down below. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make our Mod Podge mixture that we are going to tint the color of our bottle from clear to a charcoal gray, so it's closer to the one in the film. We are going to be using the exact same process on this bottle that we did for our Nightmare Before Christmas Sally Potion bottles, specifically for the Worms Wort bottle. And that is applying the Mod Podge to the outside of the bottle versus the inside to tint the glass. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to be able to fill our bottle with multiple different things. And to do that, you have to have the coloring on the outside, because if it was on the inside, it is not permanent and it wouldn't withstand the liquid being inside of the container. So to achieve this effect, we have, like I said, about a tablespoon of water in here, and we're going to take our matte finish Mod Podge because I want it to have a slightly frosted effect. I don't want it to be just a shiny, clear, see-through bottle, so we're going to go ahead and use the matte finish for this. So we're going to put a decent amount in here because we need to have enough to coat the entire outside of our bottle. And we're adding the water to it to thin it out a little bit because otherwise it makes it really hard to cover your container. And I'm going to do just a little bit more. Okay. Then we're going to take our black food coloring, and we are going to add a decent amount in here. And then we're going to mix until we get our achieved color. And right now we have a nice dark gray color. And I think that's probably going to work out for what we want. The next thing we're going to do is take our container that's going to catch our excess Mod Podge, and we're going to put it under our bottle. I have put a glove on because this can get messy, and I like to put one of my fingers inside the bottle to kind of keep the Mod Podge from getting in there, especially since we could potentially put a drinkable beverage in this. And then we're going to take our Mod Podge mixture, and we are going to start to pour it over the top of our bottle. Now, after we pour it, if we feel like there's some gaps that need to be filled, you can take the excess Mod Podge you've caught in here, put it back in your pouring container, and just continue the process until it gets completely covered. Like I said, if you'd like to see more information about this, check out my Nightmare Before Christmas potions, and you'll be able to see what we did with the Worms Wort bottle. Once our entire bottle gets covered, we want to let it sit for about 10 minutes just to let the excess Mod Podge drip off. And in that time, we're going to go ahead and take a toothpick or a cooking skewer, and any little bubbles that you see, you just want to pop them, because otherwise you'll have little voids where the bubbles were once it bakes out. Once it's sat for 10 minutes and allowed all of the excess Mod Podge to come off, we can go ahead and place it in our oven. And again, I'm going to place this on a cookie sheet lined with either foil or parchment paper, and you're going to put it in the oven cold. Set your oven to the lowest temperature, allow it to go ahead and preheat with the bottle in the oven. Leave it in there for 30 to 40 minutes until you can see that your bottle no longer has any opaque spots on it, and then you're going to go ahead and turn your oven off and allow it to just cool back down so that the glass gets a chance to cool back to regular temperature before you go ahead and pull it out of the oven. While our bottle is baking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and prep our label. So I have made this so that it's a rectangle, but I actually added a little bit of extra space all the way around so that you could either cut it with a jagged-edged pair of scissors like this, so it kind of gives that ripped look, or you can actually rip it or burn it. So however you want to do your label is fine, but if you look at the one in the film, there's actually like a pretty strategic jaggedy edge on there, which is why I thought this random pattern of scissors would be great. So all we're going to do is cut our label out. And it gives us a really great random edged label that we'll be able to place onto our bottle. Now that my bottle is out of the oven and has cooled completely, we got a really great matte finish charcoal gray color that looks just like the bottle that Wednesday has in Addams Family Values. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and take our funnel and place it in the top, and we're going to fill our bottle most of the way up with rubbing alcohol. But like I said, if you didn't want to use rubbing alcohol because you can't find it right now, you could definitely use the water and glycerin mixture that we used on a couple other potions. Now, the other beautiful thing about this, because we used Mod Podge and we didn't use spray paint, this is all non-toxic and safe. So you could actually use this as a drinkable prop for a costume. So just know that when you go to clean the bottle, you have to be very careful not to get it too wet, or you could actually get the glue to start to get re-tacky again, or it could actually peel off. So if you were to take a razor blade to this, you could actually almost like peel the coloring off in sheets. So it's not a permanent color, but it is semi-permanent. But this would also, like I said, be safe for you to go ahead and drink out of because all of the coloring is on the outside of the bottle. So you could make this a flask, you could fill it with water, anything like that, and you could do a Wednesday Addams costume. But I'm going to go ahead and make mine a prop version. So that's why I went ahead and filled mine with the alcohol or the water glycerin mixture, like I said. And then I'm going to add a little bit of silver metallic paint. Then we're going to cap it up, and I'm going to give this a really good shake so we get our nice swirl effects. And as you can see, we get our really great swirling effect, which I feel like looks like a potion or poison. So now all we need to finish this bottle off is our label that we already cut out the edges of. And all we're going to do is line this up. Okay, so I thought my camera was running when it was not. So in case the label looks slightly different right here than it did in the previous clip, it is because I decided to add a little bit of extra distressing to this, and this is a 100% optional, but I took a ink pad and a paper towel. You can just see the little bit of ink that I have on here, and I literally just went around the edge and then a little bit in the middle, and I just kind of added a little bit of the ink to the edge to give it a little bit more of an aged look. I didn't go nuts. You definitely could do more than this. And for this one, I almost feel like you could take your nails or some, bone folder or something like that, and you almost could like rip up some of these little edges. I'm not going to go that far, but you really could age this up quite a bit. But I think the little bit of ink stamping on here just added another little level to it and made it look not quite so crisp. So at this point, there you have it. our Wednesday Addams Unfiltered Poison from Addams Family Values. This will be a great addition to our potion prop collection we've been making along the way, an awesome addition to a Halloween party, or like I said, an even better addition to a costume. So if you guys like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.